Welcome back, speech scribers. Boy, am I sorry about the wait, but I'm back here with another tier list. This one inspired me through the time of year. You know, you think Thanksgiving, free food, a day off from work or school. Sounds good on paper, but probably the worst and most inconvenient day of the year.
You know, you might just try and lay back, relax a little bit. People on this tier list aren't going to let you off that easy.
These are 12 different archetypes of people that will show up to your house whether you like it or not. Our friend Seth won't be here today. Very sad. He got into an accident at a Balkan-themed hot balloon party. And further note, let's kick off this list here. This first guy could be a girl too. I call them the repulsor. There's no way you're going to be able to really digest this and enjoy all the taste because as mean as this is to say, is they're just so fucking ugly.
It's a damn shame, you know, before you even see this person, you could smell them across the living room. You haven't eaten by then. You're not going to be able to, so don't even bother trying to.
The only thing uglier than this person is their table manners. So they're going to chew for the entire 45 minutes. Personally, when this happens to me, and it does, I go into another room and eat about 2 hours later. I just say I'm not hungry. And because the whole purpose of Thanksgiving is, in my opinion, food, they ruin that, making them the absolute antithesis of Thanksgiving and putting them in poop crap.
This is the braggart aunt. Your son, your cousin, he went to college, he got a degree in going to college, and you're never going to hear the end of it. He's not going to let you live down any moment of the fact that her son is doing better than you.
There's nothing this lady looks more forward to than Thanksgiving. To her, this is like if you were in the NFL, you trained for football your whole life, and it's your first Super Bowl. That's how she views Thanksgiving. It's time to flex all her achievements to her family who already knows about them. And to be honest, they don't care. Have you ever genuinely cared about how your cousin you haven't seen in 8 years' career is going along? Everyone knows. Do you think she cares how you're doing? You're going to hear about Ricky for the next 10 hours. She's not so bad to the point where you can't eat. It's over after like 2 hours.
Compare it to the rest of the people on this list. You don't understand them yet, but I'd say in comparison, I'd say C. C to D.
I'm gonna go D. She doesn't bring anything good to the table.
Unless it's to further her image of herself.
She lives in a palace of vain imagery. This next one is, I think, the most stereotypical of the people that people describe on Thanksgiving. The Continental Congress is what we'll call them. This is the group of the family elders that show up to pass judgment amongst the younger members.
This isn't a fair trial you're getting here. You're not going to be applauded for your accomplishments. This is a shot that they're going to take at you. No matter what it is, they will find something about you that they don't like, and they will drive it all the way home. You're going to be sentenced forever.
You are to them as King George III was to the colonists. They despise you. They view you as a primordial ick upon their bloodline.
It doesn't matter. A lot of them you might even get along with outside of the Thanksgiving area, but it doesn't matter. In Thanksgiving, they are targeting you. So I'd say honestly, these are the ones that are coming for your ego, they're coming for your self-esteem, they're there to beat you down as hard as they can. I'd say absolutely poop crap.
I don't know if I dislike them more than the bragger aunt. Rather be insulted than some lady come open the door to my house, sit in my chair, and eat my food and talk about her son Thaddeus. Because also the thing about the Continental Congress, you're not the only one being tried here. All your comrades are being tried for treason. So you're not alone in this ordeal. Like everyone else around your age also thinks, Uncle Rob is a big piece of shit and is very annoying. Yeah. So it does build some sort of camaraderie amongst otherwise likely enemies. I'm going to give him upper D. This next one is the crustacean.
The crustacean.
This is your uncle that comes up completely unannounced after getting his arm surgically replaced with big crab pinchers.
Yeah, he comes along with his pinching appendages that he's had installed through unknown and quite frankly terrifying means, and he goes around pinching things. He doesn't say much, but at the end of the day, it is rather unsettling to have in your home, knowing that you could just get pinched by a long, unnatural armored appendage.
He is a horror beyond man comprehension. He's like when your friends ask when you come back to school how was Thanksgiving, and you try to explain the crustacean to them, you're gonna be in the guidance counselor's office by the end of this.
Yeah.
But he's real. He's real. He went to go turn on the TV and he snapped the remote in half and just started pinching and foaming like bubbles from the mouth.
You know, I don't see why people don't discuss this kind of person more often, because I feel like every family has a crustacean. Yeah, you know what? I'd say crustacean can get A. You know, comparing Tim to the rest of them, like, sure, he's a little annoying, kind of scary. Maybe you have a few nightmares about him as a kid, but it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, you get used to his strange sea creature like activities.
He's terrifying and otherworldly, but he's not a bad guy. So
Yeah.
I think he's an A tier.
We have the deaf grandfather. So this man, he's aged quite a bit. He's trying to enjoy his time with his family, but he's very hard of hearing. He may try and have a conversation with you, but you're not going to be able to have a conversation with him because he will not understand a single word you say.
He's always going to answer the wrong question. Like, you'll ask him how you're doing, and he will tell you, you know, something completely unrelated about the food. How you doing? It's dry. And there's also one other thing he's going to do, and allow me to demonstrate. This is my chair. We're all gonna be sitting down. Everyone's going to sit down normally. He's going to go, "Argh!" His handicap is his greatest strength, because the fact that he can't hear you means he's really not going to say that much. He's just going to smile there and occasionally say what.
There is one thing that I think completely blocks him out of A tier: the endless cycle. If this man asks you a question, you're going to get stuck there for hours trying to answer him, because he's not going to hear you, and he's going to keep trying to ask what you said. And this will repeat indefinitely until somebody else comes in and cuts it off.
You don't have the heart to tell him. Also, occasionally, he'll say a completely out there statement to you. Like, you'll all be sitting there, like, the dinner table got a little quiet, and he'll say, in complete silence to break it, "Ah, Cross, you look like a real homo these days." And then, like, and now he just ruined it, and then he won't be able to hear your rebuttal. I give him a B, because,
Yeah.
like, even if he calls you, like, a homo, or, like says something, you know, unpleasant towards you, or something that he meant as an insult, at the end of the day, he's pretty harmless. I mean, like, he has 1 HP left.
The rest of my family calls me a homo anyways. This is your uncle that you don't see very often. The family doesn't speak too much about him, but he hasn't been completely cut off from the family yet. This guy is here for the booze. He is sitting down, and he is getting absolutely hammered within the first 5 minutes of being there. And he will cause a scene. But you know what? It's the most entertainment you're going to get all day, and it's going to take the eyes off of you, so you're going to love every minute of it.
He's not a bad guy. The way I would describe him is, like, if you only see a couple of your relatives on some lesser gathering, and they ask how Uncle Billy's doing, it gets silent for like 2 minutes, and then someone will say, like, he's been fighting with his girlfriend, but I think he's doing good. That's Uncle Billy right there. But he really isn't a bad guy. He might break a few things. He might be loud and obnoxious. But Uncle Billy is the perfect scapegoat, because he's gonna be villain number 1 to all the adults.
I will say, whatever you do, do not get in a car with this guy.
No,
Do not get in a car with him.
The one thing that he is a big risk for is Uncle Billy's gonna leave your house and hit a minivan, killing 4 people, and your family is gonna get sued. So, you know, he is a threat, because legally you are required to stop Uncle Billy, but Uncle Billy won't be stopped, but the cops will not take that as an explanation, and neither will the jury.
I can make the argument for B.
I honestly, I'm gonna have to bump him down to C, because Uncle Billy really might.
He is a
He really might ruin your life.
Yep.
But at the same time, he's one of the few people that, like, during that entire Thanksgiving, when you're just trying to avoid everyone and, like, wait till the day's over and you can resume your life, you might catch him outside having a cigarette for like 20 minutes and have a decent enough talk with him before he's too shit-faced.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he might kill a family of 4.
Look,
I'll give him C.
I'd say C is fair.
He's a good guy, but he has the stepkid risk, girlfriend risk, and
if he brings his girlfriend along, she is going to be loud, make a scene, cry. It'll be a disaster. If he does that, that will make the night 10 times worse for you. If he doesn't, probably go great.
C for uncertain. Like, I know there's a U before that, but he's just uncertain.
Honestly, he could be any of these tiers. He's a total wild card, completely unpredictable.
Mysterion. Like, he's foreshadowed to you. Like, about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving begins, your mom's like, your cousin Carl's coming. And you're like, who? And she's like, oh, don't you remember cousin Carl? Oh, you might have been too little. Like, last time you saw him, you were 1. So you haven't heard of this guy since you were 1 year old, which at this point is like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No one has mentioned a peep out of him. You don't know who his parents are. You don't know how he's related to you. He's a complete unknown. But all you know is he's going to be in your house, and he's going to touch your stuff and eat your food.
The thing with him is you've only encountered him in a precognitive state, but for some reason, some unholy reason, this guy knows every single detail about you.
He might as well have like hired a private investigator. This guy knows how big your cock is, and he's gonna sit down across the table and announce it to the family. The thing is, he's weird. He's not always bad, but he could be. I mean, what do you know? You don't know this guy.
You don't know anything about him. He could be anything.
He really could be anything. But like the chances that he's really gonna pull a Continental Congress on you are pretty low as well.
I'd make the argument for D because chances are it's going to be much like the drunkard uncle of yours. But the thing with him is he's probably not going to be one of the cooler options on that table.
Yeah, he doesn't have the comedic relief of the drunkard uncle. The best case scenario is like he just doesn't say anything.
You know, he knows all your weaknesses and he's just sitting in the corner staring at you.
We're gonna give him a D because he's kind of ominous.
Is your unnamed relative's boyfriend who was never foreshadowed and never mentioned to you before in your life, and he is in your house.
It could either be, you know, your sister went off to college and she comes back with this guy who like maybe you saw like an Instagram post and she called your mom crying to you about how he fucks Sally but he still loves her.
You know, all around it's just not someone you want to see.
The only thing that you have in common with him is you don't want to be there as much as he doesn't. At least he's getting something for it. So he has that going for him. I mean, you know his game.
He's playing the game. You're just a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, he's playing the game to win. You're just another opponent he must step over to conquer this battle and conquer your sister. I'm going to put him in C tier because he's not that bad.
No. Maybe he's kind of a dick, but like that's not the end of the world.
He could be a little bit of a dick. He could say something awkward, and you know someone might be like, "Dude, he's fucking your sister," or like he's fucking your cousin. Like, listen, I don't give two shits. You would fuck his sister if you had the chance.
Look,
this is just the name of the game.
As long as he's not fucking me.
Yeah, he's just playing to win. That's all there is to him.
Yeah, you can't hate the player. You know, they're in the younger age crowd. I'd say
probably 15 to 19.
15 to 19.
If you're over 20 and you're in this phase, like that's just not acceptable.
It's one thing to be less of a person. It's another thing to be less than a person. And let me tell you why I can't stand this person in particular. They've just hit that phase. They've smoked a mid-pack out of a bent-up Coke can behind the ShopRite. And it's changed their life.
Dude, since last Thanksgiving, man, I've had an awakening. My whole perspective is changed. I'm no longer going to be a cog in the system.
Absolutely contributes nothing to society. I will only speak to you about marijuana. Only.
When I reveal to them that I don't smoke weed and I don't like weed, they're gonna go like back to their like stupid friends and they go, dude, my cousin's such a fucking narc. It was the lamest Thanksgiving ever.
Like, just because I don't want to take a blinker off the carton I give you does not mean you have it all figured out and I'm just a cog in the machine. But
he thinks you're beyond stupid for not getting it.
Yeah. Eat a poop crap.
They just were like someone that smoked weed and offered you once and you turned it down. That would be harmless enough. Yeah. But this person will not shut up.
This is their entire
He will not shut up. You'll be he's gonna think he's like a scientist, or mom will be like really happy that she made this like new cauliflower dish that's really healthy and she wants to like show it to everyone on Thanksgiving, and like, you know, it might taste like shit, but it's your mom, so you're gonna support her and think it's like a nice food thing. But he's gonna be like, dude, why even bother with this shit? The medicinal properties of weed will cure cancer. Fuck this cauliflower shit. And like think that was an acceptable thing to do.
It's one thing, you know, you get high in your own time.
I could care less if you're on meth in my bathroom and you break the mirror as long as you don't tell me about it.
Yep.
That's genuinely how I feel.
Yeah, don't make it your personality. It's annoying for me on Thanksgiving. So poop crap, I'd say.
Thanksgiving, and my mom's gonna be like, you know, Kraus makes YouTube videos, and they're gonna pull this up,
and
no! I'm gonna get shit for this.
You can just skip it and we can go play some Sega Saturn or something.
That sounds good to me. The worst of all, the mirror, you.
You.
This is how all these other people how we describe them, they all feel that you envelop one of these qualities. You envelop some of these qualities. You're just that weird. You're that weird cousin that hates everybody and sits at Thanksgiving and wants it to be over.
Let's be real. They're right. You don't leave the house. You don't go outside. You don't have any friends. You got nothing. So they're gonna shit all over you about it all day. On Thanksgiving, you are poop crap. And there's nothing that can be changed about it.
You suck. I suck. Everyone watching this video sucks.
Yep.
Goodbye.